at it again, and we've got another one with Ben Shapiro, who I am sure is about to destroy another SJW, because that's what Ben Shapiro does. I mean, like, I've never seen this guy lose a debate, and obviously, you know, we've checked out a number of videos from Ben Shapiro or with Ben Shapiro, and I've yet to see him lose. I've even asked you guys if there's a video of Ben Shapiro taking a L, and you guys were like, no, not that we know of. Because I was honestly curious. If there is, I want to check it out. If there is a debate where, you know, a Candace Owens, a Ben Shapiro, a Thomas Sowell, a Larry Elder, Michael Knowles, or any one of these other guys, you know, lose a debate, I want to see it. I want to watch it. So once again, if you come across a video, if you know of a video where you think they even might have lost, or you think it was really, really close, send it to me. Type it up in the comment section or DM it to me via social media. Both of those links are in the description box below. Because, yeah, these guys are like on an undefeated streak. This is honestly incredible. Anyway, with all that being said, let's dive in.
Unconscious bias is a concept well documented in psychological studies, which is basically that people associate negative things with people of color and positive things with whites. So if that is true, given that that is true, how does white privilege not exist?
Okay, so you're asking about unconscious bias. I apologize because it's kind of echoey, but the question was, if there is unconscious bias, just to repeat it so I'm making sure I get it right. If there is unconscious bias, how does white privilege not exist?
The question is, given that there is unconscious bias, how does white privilege not exist?
So number one, so when I speak about white privilege, yes, so when I speak about white privilege, I'm speaking specifically about behavior. Okay, there have been no studies, and really I've looked at these studies, the connection between what they call implicit bias, this is their favorite phrase now, implicit bias, unconscious bias, and biased behavior has yet to be proven at any level that is even remotely necessary to be used in, for example, a courtroom, which is why it's never been used in a courtroom. It is also true that there is no way, there really isn't, there's been no proven way to alleviate what they call unconscious bias, which means that we're ghost hunting. So what I would suggest is that if there is unconscious bias, and I'll acknowledge the possibility or the reality of unconscious bias, if there is, then I need you to I don't care about what's in people's heads so much as what they do. So if you point to me.
Yep, bang. There it is. There it is. He said it. He said it. I don't care about what you think. What do you actually do? What you think doesn't necessarily affect me or anyone else. What do you actually do? I can think all day long about, you know, something crazy. Doesn't mean it happens. I have to turn my thoughts into actual actions. Now, when they're actions, let's deal with them. But thoughts, like he said, you're hunting ghosts. You're hunting Casper. At that point, what are you going to do? Tap into people's minds? Oh, yeah, that guy over there, he's thinking about slapping a black person and he's white. He thought about it. He walked past the guy, though. We should go arrest him because he had that thought. What? There was no action. That just doesn't make sense to me. Does it make sense to you guys? Let me know in the comment section. But unless those thoughts have actions following them, then they mean absolutely nothing, in my humble opinion. But talk to me.
If there is, then I need you to I don't care about what's in people's heads so much as what they do. So if you point me to a racist behavior, don't worry, I'll let you respond. If you point me to a racist behavior, I'm happy to stand alongside you and protest it. What I can't do is protest about things in people's head that I don't know about because I'm not a mind reader.
Bang.
Okay, so that's a really interesting response. And to that, I have two questions. Firstly, what I've heard you say that this is something that, you know, the way people think doesn't affect their behavior. So that's the first thing you've said. So I'm really curious if you can kind of give me another example of a thought that somebody has which doesn't affect their behavior. Like, do people who, you know, support Trump not vote for him? Like, I'm very curious about that.
Yes.
And secondly, so the second thing that I want to ask is that if it's something it's hard to fix, does it mean we shouldn't do anything about it? Because you said, oh, I don't know if we can change how people think. Does that mean we shouldn't try?
I mean, first of all, not a great impression. But beyond that.
Not a great impression at all, but go ahead.
Oh, I don't know if we can change how people. It's hard to fix. Does it mean we shouldn't do anything about it? Because you said, oh, I don't know if we can change how people think. Does that mean we shouldn't try?
I mean,
no, you shouldn't try. Because how do you change how people think? And how do you know that they actually change how they think? They could tell you all day long, oh yeah, you know what, I changed the way that I thought. And you never know. So how do you fix that? Once again, like he said, you're chasing a ghost. You're chasing nothingness. You're grasping at air. There's nothing there. Ooh, that rhymed. Wow. You know, it's craziness. So I'm supposed to chase a ghost all day, every day? No. When it comes to actual actions, then we can do something. When people's thoughts match their actions, then you can do something about it. But until then, I'm not about to be going up and what are you going to start asking everyone a bunch of questions? They could lie to you. You ever heard about that? Just saying. Anyway, let's continue.
First of all, not a great impression. But beyond that, but my voice isn't that low. But beyond that, as far as the first question, which do people have thoughts that don't manifest in behavior? Yes, all the time.
For instance?
For instance, every thought that you have about walking up here and strangling me right now. I assume like we have thoughts all the time that don't manifest in behavior, and this is true every single day.
Exactly. If all of our thoughts manifested in our actions, oh man, we'd be in some trouble. 'Cause let me tell you something. The amount of times I've thought about just slapping the crap out of somebody who said something ignorant or did something ignorant, you know, like, my goodness, like how stupid could you, man, shut up. If my thoughts matched what I actually did, I'd be in some trouble. You could think about something all day long and not actually do it. That is a fact. We've all been there before. We've all thought about something and knew I can't actually do that. You can think about slapping somebody all day long, but you know the consequences of that. They gonna fight you. And if the police are there, they're gonna arrest you. Like, duh. So, yeah, you can think about it, but you can't actually do it. Come on.
Consider thoughts that you have about walking up here and strangling me right now. I assume like we have thoughts all the time that don't manifest in behavior, and this is true every single day. We consider thoughts that cross our minds. The problem with unconscious bias is the idea is you don't even know that you're having the thought, right? So how can you stop it if you don't even know that you're having it? But then we should be able to gauge the unconscious bias and its impact on behavior. That's why it's unconscious bias as opposed to conscious bias. The idea behind unconscious bias is that it's not even a ghost, it's a ghost of a ghost, because you don't even know you're having the thought. So people, like, the whole idea behind diversity training is the idea that you can retrain people to stop their chain of thoughts in order so that it doesn't manifest in behavior. I don't think that every thought manifests in behavior. If it did, then every time a man saw a good-looking woman walk down the street, a straight man saw a good-looking woman down the street, we'd have a real mess on our hands. So, you know, the second...
And that came from Ben Shapiro. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Question, the idea was a little too broad for me to respond to, which is, just because something is tough, don't we have to face up to it? Yes, we have to face up to tough things all the time. And one of the tough things I would suggest that we face up to is that you have a lot more control over your own behavior and the decisions you make than the supposedly widespread unconscious bias of people you've never met.
So, obviously, the young lady there did make any type of sense. Like Ben Shapiro said, we're not out to chase ghosts. Like, I'm not doing that. Ben Shapiro's not doing that. I'm sure a lot of you aren't willing to do that. Maybe you are. You can let me know in the comment section and why. I would love to hear an explanation. But chasing a ghost, I feel like, is pointless. Can we stop actions? Of course. And I think Ben Shapiro, he said he would, and every single last one of you would stand against actual actions. But also, like the other statement, you know, the unconscious bias, it's called unconscious. They don't even know that they're having these thoughts. So I like the other phrase that he used. You're chasing a ghost of a ghost. So you're getting even deeper into the whole chasing a ghost situation. And it's just like, come on. And then when she tried to say, so you're saying since things are difficult, we shouldn't try to fix them. That's beyond difficult. That's impossible. We don't, maybe we do. I'm sure we actually do somewhere, you know, the government just hasn't told us. But as far as, you know, regular civilians, we don't have the ability to read people's minds. So how do you stop unconscious thoughts? I'd love to hear her plan. I guarantee you it's going to be something along the lines of, oh, we sit everyone down in the classroom and we teach them about diversity and loving thy neighbor and yada, 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 and all of this sunshine and rainbows crap. That means absolutely nothing. That person could tell you, oh yes, I've been changed. And at the same time that they're telling you that, they're having those same exact thoughts that got them in that situation. I rest my case. Y'all let me know what you thought about this crazy one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, and of course, hit that subscribe button before you go. And remember, don't forget to share this video. It's the arrow button down below. Peace and love. I'm out.